Okay everybody, back for another video. Let's get straight into it. This one, of course, you saw in the thumbnail. Who do you worship? Now first we have to find out, what does worship actually mean? Lots of people think that it means going to church, singing a song, putting money in a plate, lighting a candle, or bowing yourself down before an altar somewhere, when in fact the highest form of worship that you could ever undertake is emulation. What does emulation mean? It means copying somebody. And we can see this all day, every day, all over the world, from the clothes that people wear, to the music that they listen to the colour of the car, or the car that they choose. Everybody is copying somebody, whether we want to admit it or not. We are all sheep. We all want to think we're all edgelords and we're all so rebellious, but everything we do is influenced, at least to some degree, by the situation around us, and we make choices for ourselves accordingly. There is without a doubt a subliminal influence that can push our choices in a certain direction, but ultimately our choices will be up to ourselves, and that is the role of the Holy Spirit on the world with the coming of Jesus. It is His job to draw all men unto Jesus. When we're presented with different choices in the world, maybe we can go left, maybe we can go right, maybe we knock that old lady over, maybe we take her purse, maybe we don't. Maybe we're in a situation where we might be married and we might be offered something from a particular male or a female, and we make that choice whether to do or whether to don't. And no, it's not going to be easy, but these are all choices that we make, and all these choices will decide who we worship. Now, if we look at pop culture, for example, I'm sure you've heard the term idol worship, and that is when a particular singer or something like that comes to their fame and everybody starts dressing like them. They can wear their hair however they want, and sure enough you'll see people starting to wear their hair like that. That goes for male, female, everything, tattoos, colours of their clothes. I think you get the picture. There is, however, some very specific ways that we can know from a biblical sense, from a spiritual sense, who we are worshipping. And ultimately we are either going to be worshipping God Himself, the Father, through Jesus Christ, or we are going to be worshipping Satan. And yes, I'm not pulling any punches here. This is going to be a sermon about, are you a Satan worshipper? And perhaps you don't even know it. So how can we find out if these things are so? There is no more clear and concise list to find out how to worship God correctly, to be like Him, and that is called the Ten Commandments. You can just Google that and you can find that in Exodus 20. If you've never read them before, I'm not going to sit here and list out the whole 10 commandments. Number one, because I don't have them memorized, I'm a bit rusty. I haven't made a video in a few years. But second, it'll just bore you and you can look it up yourself. And 10 commandments, let's face it, it's pretty interesting stuff. So go to Exodus 20 on your phone or however, hopefully you've got a Bible there. Exodus 20, and you can look up the 10 Commandments yourself. Now there is one catch to that, because you'll find that story in the New Testament, and I just did a video about it with the rich young ruler. To be admitted into the kingdom of heaven is not as simple as just keeping the 10 Commandments. There is another side to it, and there is a video that I've just done, and it involves the story of the rich young ruler who came to Jesus and said, I've kept all these 10 commandments from my youth, but I still feel like there's something missing. And Jesus informed him exactly what was missing. So go to that other video to check that out, or look it up in the Bible yourself. Of course, pray always before you open the Bible. Now, if we move on to the other side, which is, can you find out if you're a Satan worshipper? Now, there was a very interesting prayer that I prayed probably a couple of years ago, and I didn't get the answer straight away. I can't remember exactly when I got the answer. But what it was I said, what is he like, Lord? What is Satan, the fallen Lucifer? What is he actually like? And I won't bore you with all the between here and there. The answer was quite simply, look around. And I considered the world around me, and 99% of the people lie, cheat and steal. And of course nobody wants to admit that, and the sad part is they won't even admit it to themselves. Most people are completely deluded to thinking that they're good people. Yet if somebody was to catalogue at the end of the day and hold up a picture, hold up a list of all the lies that they'd told during that day, and all the way they've wormed them out of situations and not accepted accountability for their actions, they quickly see that they're not nearly as good as what they thought. But people like to hide in packs, yeah, they hide in amongst each other just the same as sheep, and hopefully nobody sees it. And again, the sad part is they try to hide from themselves also. And that's also the job of the Holy Spirit. He'll be knocking on your heart to say, hey, you got to let me in, we've got some cleaning up to do, otherwise you're going to be on the wrong side of the gates. So, getting to the point, so we've got the 10 Commandments, right? So, is there a list in the Bible that we can find out if we are worshipping, emulating Satan himself? And yes, there actually is. If we go to Proverbs 6, verses 16 to 19, okay, I am going to read these ones out. There are 6 things which the Lord hates, yes, 7 which are an abomination to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that run rapidly to evil, a false witness who utters lies, and one who spreads strife among his brothers. There is no clearer depiction of the actions and the personality of Satan himself than what we have right here. So let's go through them again. Haughty eyes, that's that proud look that people have. You know, they walk around thinking that they're better than other people. And again, check yourself, because when I list these out, you'll find that there might be something in you that says, oh, I'm not any of those things. But if you've got the guts, and make no mistake, it takes courage, and it's going to take real guts if you want to be a real Christian, and if you want to get to heaven. It's not an easy road. It's not a matter of just saying, oh yes, I'm a Christian, I'm going to get there. No. It's going to be hard. There's going to be burning. You're going to have to work some things out inside you with the help of the Holy Spirit, and it's going to hurt, because you're going to find out that you are not nearly close to being nearly as good as what you thought you were. So, haughty eyes, a lying tongue. How often do you lie? When you lie, do you check yourself, or you just say, no, nobody saw it, it's fine? I tell you what, all those tiny little white lies are exactly why the world is in the state that it's in now, and everybody will be held accountable for everything that they say. Make no mistake, the world isn't this way just because of a few corrupt politicians. We are all complicit in this. It's like I did a video a long time ago called 7 Billion Butterflies. Right, the beating of one butterfly's wings will have very, very little effect on the comings and goings of the world events. But if you've got 7 billion people and they're all telling little white lies, that's all going to add up. So what is your part in those little white lies? And hands that shed innocent blood. Well, that one's pretty clear, but of course there's the more subtle version than that. It's not necessarily just jumping out of the bushes and killing somebody. And I don't think I have to explain it to you. You're all smart people. Just the difference is a lot of people want to play dumb. Yeah, I don't understand what he means. Yeah, you understand what it means. A heart that devises wicked plans, feet that run rapidly to evil. Now those two are pretty quick, aren't they? So you're either making the plans up yourself to usually increase your own wealth, or maybe you've got a sadistic streak through you. And again, all these things God can overcome for you. If He shows you in yourself this darkness and you say, that's absolutely terrifying, God, don't worry. God still loves you. He wants to help you. Let Him in. He's going to look after you, and He'll get you through it. Feet that run rapidly to evil, a false witness who utters lies, and one who spreads strife amongst his brothers. So gossipers, mischief makers, all these things. So keep these things in mind on your daily walk. Pray that God will show you what He wants you to work on at the appropriate time. If you want to know how to worship Jesus, then ask the Holy Spirit to open the scriptures to you and go through the New Testament. Again, I always say, always pray before you read the Bible, and always ask. Say, Lord, do you want me to read the Bible? Do you want me to open it? Because He might want you to do something else. And again, only the very, very few, there's only going to be a few people who are saved, a remnant of a remnant. And that's going to be the next video. And there's only going to be a tiny few people who actually had the courage to say, Lord, what would you have me do? And that comes down to when you read the Bible, when you don't read the Bible, what job you take, what relationships you're in, because all these things are going to be your piece in building the kingdom of heaven that is to come. And you have to make the decision whether you want to be a builder in that kingdom and to be part of it, or you don't. because that's what it all comes down to. So thanks again for coming. Babylon has fallen. The writing's on the wall. I'll see you all later. Bye for now.